back in another episode of Rooted in Marriage. This is your boy JJ. We got Nicole, my wife, right over here. Yes, we are matching hoodies, sweaters. You know what I mean. So then we can look.
Not sponsored though.
Uh, Shout out Elevation Church, but yeah. So we're gonna be talking to you guys today about the red string that we mentioned on our first episode, and then how essentially that ties into our relationship and our marriage. Um, so
Actually, that was episode 0 because it had no topic,
okay, my
just
bad,
us.
episode 0. Sorry.
Sorry. Um, Before we get into that, how are you?
I am stressed out, but it's nobody else's fault.
How was your weekend? Actually, share. It was a pretty cool weekend.
My weekend was good. Friday, we ended up going to the Forrest Frank concert, which was great. It was amazing. We were vibing
Yes.
and listening to the message that the Lord had for us, for real, for real. And then we got home like super late. It was like midnight, pretty much, whenever we got home. Then Saturday, what happened on Saturday? Oh, you were working. You were editing the video.
I was working. We recorded the intro, and it took me like 5 hours to edit that.
And then we had recorded essentially another episode, but then a bunch of things started to happen, technical difficulties, and it crashed. So yeah,
We
but
live and we learn.
yeah. And then Sunday we ended up doing laundry the most of the day, and cut our daughter's hair a little bit, just
Yes.
the ends, and yeah. And then I'm a little bit under the weather, so
Wait, but you also recorded videos for your podcast?
oh yeah, I forgot about that. I recorded for my gaming channel, Mando XP, and then also for El Sampler Pod. So
You
yeah.
can find them both on YouTube. I'll put it here. No, that's great. I mean, I had a great weekend. I was more enjoying the experience of you, enjoying a concert for the first time, and it was a worship concert, but it was a different style. Like it's more modern beats, modern music that I kind of like.
Yeah.
We both like, and both of our kids, I mean all of our kids like it, but our little one is too young, but she vibes to some of the songs. So just to know that you had that experience, it was
It was great.
beautiful. Yeah, and how I felt until Sunday evening.
Well,
It was like very peaceful. Like it was evident how just God's music, and obviously like the purpose that this guy has is just amazing. He's dope. Pretty
yes.
cool.
I do have a couple shorts on Mando XP's channel. I ended up putting it on there, so you guys can check out his music. Forrest Frank. This is not sponsored, but hey, he's a pretty dope artist. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it with the red string. I got
Which is it's pretty funny that some of our friends have
somebody said red line.
red line. And what did Javi said? It sounded like a disease.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like,
Not a disease,
like, give me
not
a
a
hand.
red line.
Give me a hand. Give me a hand.
We don't know.
Give me a hand.
Just a pinky.
There we go. All right. So then we look more like a couple. There we go. So we will talk about love language in a different episode, but we're going to focus on red string. All right, let's jump right into it. Okay, the red string often refers to the red string of faith, a concept from East Asian mythology. It's a popular culture symbol, especially in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean stories, that represent an invisible cord tied around the pinky fingers of two people who are destined to meet or be together, usually as lovers or soulmates. No matter the time, place, or circumstances, the string may stretch or tangle, but it will never break. You most of the time you see it in anime, romance stories, and a bunch of tattoos as symbols. It's pretty much a symbol of unbreakable
We should
destiny.
do that. We should not an actual red string, but do like a
Or
matching
connection
tattoo of the
between
string.
people. Uh,
We have matching tattoos already.
we do. We have this one.
We have the. This will tie in this story. It's we have airplanes in there, and we have the yin yangs with the bow and the arrow. Um, so the red string was something that I heard for the first time from one of my friends,
Sorry about the sniffles.
and she mentioned it because of obviously I was in communication with you. We were in a relationship already.
So going back in time,
Mm-hmm.
back in time, we ended up meeting about what was it, 2011?
Yes.
2011, we met. We were in an airplane. She saw me from across the room.
From across the, I spotted him on the checking bags area, just like, oh, that guy looks good, but hey, it's summer, July 2011. Like you just,
Let's just say she acknowledged the tribal chief.
all right.
I'm kidding. But um, and the funny thing is, we ended up sitting right next to each other in the airplane, and I had some gray headphones with a pink cord that she, for some reason, liked. I guess it was because of the hot pink. And then, as you have heard my sniffles already, that's what got us to talk. Because my sniffles were going crazy. I ended up having like some crazy, crazy allergies. I don't know what it was. But yeah, so then she was like, hey, do you want a tissue? And then we started talking from then.
We connected in that way, and back in that time, there were not much technology how we have now. So it was like emails.
We
Um,
interchanged emails. We should have just might as well pen pal
we
at that
yeah.
rate.
So, and then I was heading towards Philly because my stepmom had a psychology convention. Then we were all going, family trip. Um, and you were coming back from vacation from Puerto Rico. So after we connected and we kind of like email each other or message each other on Facebook, I don't remember well. We kind of like decided like we would like to see each other before I leave. So I took my very first time public transportation. I took a bus from the like inner city of Philly to King of Prussia Mall. Yeah, so we just went on a very low key date. We have fun. We were just walking around the mall and
We took the blurriest picture. So yeah,
it's,
while we were having lunch.
I'll,
It's
I'll,
right
I'll
here?
Put it. I'll put it. Yeah. But we still have it, and we love to eat.
That's
We love.
hurtful.
Wait, nothing wrong with that.
That is hurtful.
Um. So yeah, we definitely kind of like connected, and then after that, I needed to return. You obviously live in Pennsylvania, so you were already here, and we stay in touch for, I guess, like a few months. At the beginning, it was more like friendship and see how things go. You are 6 years younger than me,
Yes.
so
So I was 17
I
at
was
the time,
almost done in college.
but I always looked old.
Um, yes.
It's the beard,
um,
facial features.
so, but after a few months, we really felt like, oh, there's some chemistry here, and we enjoyed talking to each other. Our sense of humor was really on point. Like we will get each other right away. He thought he was really funny, so I just
Hey, I am funny. Like,
made that comfortable spot for him too.
hey, look, my brother said that I should be a comedian. I don't know whether that's an insult or being legit. Okay?
You can take it how you want.
Like, so yeah.
So we were vibing pretty much. But and we were even making plans of me coming over on Thanksgiving,
Yes.
meeting the family. Pretty bold. We were not even in a relationship, but
Sorry.
those were the conversations that were happening. Um, but I had a moment to reflect and knew that it wasn't fair. You know, I was older than you, had experiences that I could not take away from you, and they are essential. I consider that it was essential for you to have, finishing high school and deciding if you wanted to go to college or whatever you wanted to do. And I pretty much I called it off, and we kind of like chop it
It was like
in the
cold cut.
harsh way,
Yeah, and
not being rude to each other, but
yeah.
to making things like what is the phrase? Cold turkey,
Yeah, like
cutting cold turkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, cold turkey. There we go. Not cold cut. My bad. But fast forward, I ended up getting a relationship and all that stuff, and then I was closing my Facebook because this is the key part to it. I was closing my Facebook, and I was doing that in front of my partner at the time because we wanted
Trust
to do that.
issues.
Let's go with that. And then, so whenever I was about to close my Facebook, I see that I have a message, and my partner at the time was sitting next to me, and I'm just like, oh, it's probably somebody from work because realistically, I was not on Facebook for I don't even know how long. So whenever that happens, I ended up hovering over the little notification. It turns out that it was a message from yours truly.
This is like how from the moment that we ended up like we cut communication.
Yeah.
So from the moment that we ended up not communicating anymore to that point in that relationship, how much time was in between?
I don't know. I think like 3 months.
Wow,
4 months.
you got over me so quick.
What do you? It was. I think it was 3 months or 4 months.
3 months.
I don't remember when we called it off.
I mean, if
technically I never got over. Like
yeah, but it's hey, no judgment. I'm just saying.
it was.
I thought it was like
it was.
a year.
It was in winter. It was in winter. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was later because I don't remember the time frame because of the Facebook thing. Because like,
Gotcha.
I never got on Facebook for a very long time, and it was just like, oh, let me go ahead and close the Facebook. So I truly don't know. It might have been more.
That's
It might
okay.
have like.
Hey man, it's okay. I still love
I'm
you.
being serious. But yeah. So then after that, I never read the message because I ended up deleting my Facebook right there because that person knew about you. So
I'm famous
yes.
on all my exes.
Oh my God. So that was not a very comfortable conversation to have afterwards. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
And never read the message. I don't know what it says. Do I go on sometimes and think about like, man, what was on that message? I do think about it sometimes, but like realistically, like it might have been good not to read it because who knows if we would have been at where we're at now. You know what I mean? God has a plan, and He worked His way. Fast forward to years later. What was it? About 6 or 7 years later, right? Yes.
About 7 years later.
Yeah, about 7 years later, life completely changed for the both of us. We were both single, and you were early 30s.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
You were 30. 29.
I was 29 whenever
My bad. Sorry.
Whenever you reached out again.
Hey, can you guys tell that I don't care too much about age? Like, it's just a number.
Whenever you reached out again, no, not about the age. I don't care. But it was that year that I turned 30. Um, I was already a parent. I was a single mother, and I was in a headspace that, mindset that I just want to get my life together. I have to um, kind of like put my thoughts on what I do and what I would like to do career wise, and that I needed to settle down, like just be um, the best I could as a mother. And but emotionally, I was recovering a lot from in 2017 we had the Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, and it was a lot of adjustments emotionally, and so I was just very focused on my own. And honestly, even though on the New Year's Eve from 2017 to 18,
Yeah.
I made a tequila glass shot
Statement,
statement.
luck,
Then I
whatever you want to call it.
that year I was gonna find, no, not find, but that year I was gonna meet the person who it will be the one, not because I was gonna look for it, but because I just wanted to make that statement because I do not look for it at all.
And she acknowledged the trial.
You can tell.
Wrestling references. Come on.
But no, in all honesty, whenever I saw that you sent me that friend request, um, pretty much it was a new account, I guess.
Yes, it was.
Because everything was gone. But I was very excited. We got to kind of like just talk. I was very excited to see that you sent me that friend request. We sent a message right away to each other.
So my brother was the point of contact because he met Nicole whenever Nicole and I met, because he wanted to realistically meet her and find out, like, hey, is she good for him?
And he lives in Puerto Rico, so
Yeah.
it was easier for us to meet, hang out,
Yes.
just to.
So and he brought her up a couple times, even whenever I was in a relationship. He brought her up a couple times, and I'm like, bro, like what? So then, and then he invited you to his wife's
A birthday party, yeah.
So
it was pretty cool.
So that has always like been there, like, you know what I mean. Like the red string has stretched thousands of miles now, and then has like gone left, right, intertwined, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
and
and
you know
then
what I mean, tangled up.
I see that as how throughout those years we had our, relationships, and it's one of those things that obviously you go on a relationship and you want to make it work, but what is not meant to be is not meant to be, and it's either external situations or even dynamics of the relationship that it would give those red flags, or just kind of like, hey,
Yeah.
maybe you should think about this more. um but once we got in touch again, and um we kind of like put the things on the table, like, this is me, this is what I have, this is what I would like. I don't have time to play games or like, no. But no, like, it was, you were on the same level.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to play any games. You did say you were always in my mind, and I was like, okay, good.
Which is true, is not a lie.
So we established like a long distance relationship that same year, not knowing how we will make it work on the long term, but we knew that we were committed to each other. And at that point, that's what I truly needed, and all I needed. Like, I did not needed to make any plans with timelines and logistics. Like, those things came on its own. So this was February of 2018, and then in July of the same year,
We were gonna see each other.
I came over with our oldest, and it was a 1 week of vacation. It was the best week.
Boy, you're forgetting about May. She has sent me a promise ring that she didn't want me to open until a specific date. And then, wait, let me see if it does the heart. Let me see. Does it do
Will it
the
do the
heart?
heart?
No.
No, it's okay.
Come on, Apple. So yeah, so then we ended up wearing being in a relationship but wearing promise rings to each other because like it was serious, like you know what I mean. Especially
When you
like we were
feel it,
adults.
when you know, you know.
Yeah,
Right? So that's how I
yeah,
felt. And I'm like, well, if this flops, I don't have
yeah,
anything else to think about.
and throughout the whole thing, because like a lot of people be like, oh, like long distance relationship, how could you do it? Like you know what I mean? Like how can you trust the other person? Realistically, you gotta have faith, number one, and then also like definitely like the devil will be there talking in your ear like yo like you know what I mean like throwing
Hmm.
things to derail you and then lose trust and things like that, but you have to keep it real and you have to be honest, and being honest has been like kind of like our number one thing throughout the whole uh, relationship that we've had. Definitely having trust and faith in the plan uh, what definitely got us here. So then July, we ended up seeing each other. Wonderful summertime magic. Shout out to Childish Gambino because I remember that song came out literally like a couple days
It's a great
before.
song.
There before we ended up being together. And the moment, what was it? How many days were you over here? I think it
I
was like
was here a week,
okay.
just a week. Yeah.
And then all I remember is obviously the good times, but then whenever we ended up,
And that's when we got this tattoo done.
yes, that is
So
true.
I think it was one thing after the other that we were so sure about.
Yeah,
Even though we don't know the future, but we were like, this feels like it's worth making this statement.
yeah,
So that was bold, just making a matching tattoo.
that is a fact.
But we felt it was just
Yeah,
correct to do. Um, and then just to make timelines so people don't get lost. So July, I came over vacation, had to come back to Puerto Rico. I had a business that I was running as well, and obviously everything was over there. It was heartbreaking just knowing that I needed to leave, and it was
I remember me crying, and I don't cry. I don't cry. You can ask her. Do I cry?
no.
No. Like
He wants to, but he
I
can't.
feel like she was saying it like never mind. And then I remember like it was a very sad week afterwards, like for the both of us. You know what I mean? So that's how we knew that it was a legit thing of like, yo, this is real. You know what I mean? Besides the tattoos and all that stuff. But
Yeah, and we kind of like made this plans of okay, let me finish this year here, and then in
January,
January I
yeah,
can move, and we see how things roll out. In the terms of settling in, career, just a lot of logistics. Whenever you have a family, you do have to think about that. Um, but it felt so long to wait until January, and I decided, well, it was you were okay with it, but I decided that I was going to move sooner. So I
I just
did
didn't know what day. It was in October,
in
but didn't know
October.
what day. It was like, oh no, it's gonna be a surprise, blah blah blah. And I'm like, why? I don't like
But I love
surprises.
it. Hey,
The
whenever you're in
anxiety
that,
levels and nervousness was crazy
it's
during
just
that time.
amazing.
So
Well, given the surprise.
whatever.
Um, which we have very special people in our lives throughout that year that were core to make things happen. Like we have Audi that helped with getting like from the airport to
My
your
brothers,
house. Brothers, always being there. And then obviously I have best friends back in Puerto Rico that um, shout out to Sol. She was like all for it for the lovey dovey things and the boxes and the letters, and it's like she was there to really support and give me hope that this person feels right for you, and don't don't think about it twice. Like this is so and obviously other friends that are really supportive of. But why are you smiling like that?
just Go. Go.
What is
I'm
happening?
just smiling.
Aww.
Whatever.
Are you
Go.
blushing?
Go.
Oh, now he's nervous.
I
um.
thrive under pressure. Okay.
So, yeah. After that, pretty much it was a lot of adjustments to live together, and for me, leaving everything behind. Clash of culture. Hey, the American culture, it's way different than in Puerto Rico. So it was a lot for me to adapt, kind of like tone it down like 1,000 in all the ways. And but we made it work. And at that, yes, yeah, we yes, it is a good balance. I'm gonna leave it there. Yes. And
We'll go down that rabbit hole.
yeah, and then um just 2019 was another statement year of taking leaps of faith. Um,
Like Miles Morales.
you proposed.
I proposed to her. Almost burned my foot proposing.
He had to propose twice
I had to propose twice.
because
'Cause
he's a man. He doesn't think of how we feel, women. We feel about, oh, we want this magical moment to look fabulous. That's why I do what I do. And I love planning engagement proposals with my
she's
couples.
a photographer, for those of you know
Yes.
that don't know.
So I had to propose twice, and that's fun. We can talk about that in another episode, I guess.
Yes.
But it felt right. We have family blessings for that. And then that same year, we got married. And despite what
We were supposed to get married later on, a different year too.
it was in 2020, but hey, God has a plan, and
Facts.
He made everything possible for us to get married in October.
Yeah, imagine if it would have been during COVID. Oh my god.
It wouldn't have happened.
No. Yeah.
It would have been on pause until
Yeah.
2 years later, maybe. But that's how we knew. We felt that it was such a blessing to meet each other again, connect again, and knowing like it felt right. Even though we do struggle and we have challenges as every couple, and as parents, and
Facts.
but we hold on to each other, to that trust and to that honesty, that it's hard to hear, but it's necessary to keep moving forward and keep going away from not healthy habits that we may carry from past relationships or baggage that we have from the past.
And every day is definitely like we learn something new about each other. And realistically, like, I feel like marriage should be that way. Like, it's probably going to take us, what, 50 years or so just to be like, oh, I know every single little detail about you. But realistically, like, even yourself, you're still learning new things about yourself because we evolve. We evolve throughout life. We evolve. The older we get, we definitely we get more wisdom, as they call it, besides the gray hairs and the white hairs. But yeah. So
That's our red string story, and we would love to know if you have the story of your own, if you met someone that feels like it's that red string for you, or you currently are with that person. We would love to know.
wait, we gotta hold hands. We gotta hold.
Then you're gonna get your neck cramped
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, just share with us if you had that story. If you have enjoyed this, please give a like, subscribe, and
Comment for the algorithm.
yes, leave a comment. You love it.
Comment.
Don't text it to us.
Comment,
Put it in the comment below.
comment, and share. Share, please.
And you can find me on my photography YouTube channel at Nicole Aponte Photography. All social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Nicole
Wow, I
Aponte
didn't curse.
Photography as well. And where they can find you, honey.
Il Sampler Pod. Just look us up if you're into wrestling or anything like that.
Where?
On YouTube. My bad. And then also Mando XP. which I just started it a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, so that's pretty much my free time slash gaming channel that yeah, that I have fun with. Also on those two channels, I do curse, so
Here we are
I'm
friendly.
trying not to curse. So yeah, because originally, whenever we recorded another episode, I was cursing.
Were you? Yes, you did.
Yes, I
Yeah,
was
Okay,
a couple
no.
times. But anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe,
Smash that.
yeah, smash the like button, and then comment for the algorithm. This was JJ, Nicole, my wife. Deuces.
My husband,
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, hold hands.
Bye.